Hey everyone, good to see you. This conversation, this video is about, well, it's part of the rush communication model, and it's about how to kick off a conversation powerfully every time. And I'm going to give you an acronym and a structure for whether it's a one-on-one conversation, small group conversation, or you're facilitating a larger conversation. You can use this structure that I'm going to share with you effectively to engage the audience so that they know exactly what they're going to be hearing about over the next period of time. Why is this important? Well, when you are thinking about watching a movie, what do you often do? You look at the trailers. You watch that 60 seconds, 2 minutes of the movie to say, is this a movie I want to watch? Your audience in any meeting is doing the same. They're trying to figure out, do I want to listen to what's being said? Is this important for me? So when we kick off a meeting, when we start a conversation, that is one of the most critical moments of the conversation. Because if you get it right, that first 30, 60, 90 seconds, the audience is going to be engaged and they're going to want to listen and tune in for the rest of the conversation. If you get it wrong, they may be like, I don't know if I want to be here. And then their attention spans go down, their engagement goes down, and the meeting is a lot less effective. So here's the structure. I call it the PPPC: purpose, process, payoff, check. And I'm going to give you the breakout of how that works. Purpose, doing this one for moms of TMR. So let's say I was leading a conversation about the moms of TMR. Purpose of the meeting. Hey everyone, this is the first meeting of Moms of TMR. We're here to discuss today, who am I? Purpose. We're here to discuss who am I? Process. Process is about agenda, expectations, and how people are to participate. So today we're going to talk about the topic, who am I? We're going to go into breakout rooms and have some exercises. And then we're going to wrap up with a cool debrief and next steps. So we've given them the agenda: topic, breakouts, exercise, next steps. Also might say this is going to last for 60 minutes. And I encourage everyone to be as active in the conversation as possible. So you're not only giving agenda, you're telling people how you want them to participate in the conversation. Purpose, process. Now we're at payoff. Payoff is the strategic way in which you persuade the audience to see why this conversation might be valuable for them. So you're thinking about what's in it for your audience. What's the payoff in them paying attention, participating, being part of the conversation for the next period of time? In this case, it's a 60-minute meeting. So you want to think inside their head. If these are moms and they're tuning in for an hour, like, what's the value of this conversation? What's the value of this group? So the value that we think for this conversation is, one, we're really looking to create a community of moms that empower and support and connect with one another. But why is that important to you? Well, we think that as moms in this community get to know each other, they start to help one another. And we're all dealing with stuff as moms. We're all dealing with challenges of life, challenges of parenting, challenges of family, challenges of trying to grow a business. And that's what this conversation is about. So if you want to explore those challenges, learn about some solutions to those challenges, and just deepen your relationship with other moms, this is the conversation for you. Purpose, we're talking about moms, and who am I? Process, we're doing this, 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 and this. Please actively participate. It's going to be 60 minutes. Why do you care? Well, I know moms are all challenged by a lot of different things. So this is an opportunity to connect about those things, learn about those things, and lock arms with other moms and, empower each other to live the lives we truly want to live and support each other in the challenges that we're all facing. Purpose, process, payoff. The check is, how does that sound? Does anyone have any questions before we get started? Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about today? It's a check-in with your audience. If it's a bigger group and you're leading it, you may not do an active check, but you might check with one person. You might say, Hey, Heather, did that make sense? Is it clear what we're doing today? And then Heather can say, yeah, all set, like great job. And let's move forward. In a smaller group, you might actually check in with people and say, does that make sense to everyone? Is that what you were expecting to talk about today? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or put on the agenda? Purpose. What are we talking about? Process. How are we going to talk about it? Payoff. Why? Why does this matter to the audience? Why do I want to pay attention to this? Check. Are you on board? Does this make sense? Is this the direction you want to go? Is there anything else that you want to talk about today? You can do all of that as you practice it and refine it in 30, 60, 90 seconds. I'll do my best effort now in 30, 60, 90 seconds in this particular topic to give the example. Hey everyone, welcome to the Moms of TMR conversation. Today we're going to talk about who am I and introduce what this thing that we're starting here called Moms of TMR is and how it's going to go into the future. The process for today, or the way that we're going to organize this conversation, is I'm going to introduce the topic, who am I, and some of the ideas that we have for this group and community. We're going to have some conversation around it. We're actually going to go into breakout rooms, so everybody's going to be able to engage on a smaller level and discuss and chew on one of the topics we have for the exercise of the breakout. We're going to come back, debrief, and then we're going to cast a vision for how this group will go into the future. There'll be some takeaways. There'll even be some homework. Why is this valuable? Why might you want to tune into this conversation? Well, I know that as a mom, and as all of you are moms, this is a challenging role to play, whether it's raising your kids, interacting with your partner, or trying to build business while doing all of that. And so this is a group that is going to speak to those things and speak to those challenges and give some solutions, provide some support, and also provide some connectivity and relationships that can empower us to be the moms we're called to be the business women we're called to be, and to really take what's inside of us and share it with the world and our families. Um, if that sounds good, we can get started. But before we do, does anybody have any questions or comments about today's agenda? Pause. PPPC, purpose. What are we talking about? Process. How are we talking about it? Payoff. Why are we talking about it? Check. Are you on board? Any questions? And then let's go. I hope this video was helpful. You can use this kind of introduction for any conversation you are having. It's highly flexible and functional. And don't get caught up on the rigidity of a structure. Once you get used to it and you use it many, many, many times, people won't even know you're using a structure, but it is powerful. And what I would reinforce is that payoff piece. That is one of the most effective and important pieces because it speaks to why people want to listen. When we go to any kind of conversation or any kind of meeting, we're tuning into a radio station called What's in It for Me Radio, We FM, WIIFM radio. What's in it for me? We're constantly thinking like, how am I going to get something out of this? Is this a valuable use of my time? Do I want to be here for the next 60 minutes? If the purpose, I mean, if the payoff is spot on and you think about what they really care about and you speak to it, it's going to engage them in a powerful way and they're going to want to find out what's the rest of this conversation going to be like. Hope that was helpful. PPPC, use it, practice it, come back with questions, and talk to you all soon.